the rug, come back a few days later, and Griffin's son is dying. Nobody knew where you were. I went to Jenya, and I said, please divine him. Show me where he is. Scry on this man. She said you weren't even on this plane anymore. But I know your stomping grounds, and I knew you'd be back. I know that this wasn't the best way. I'm sorry. But I had no idea when you were going to pop up next. And I'm sorry that something happened with the Duke. And I'll rectify this the best way that I know how, but... just... you have to take it for what it is, and I'm sorry. And that's got to be enough right now. Did the Duke actually race his, did he cut someone? Did he cast... Did he set someone on fire? Or was it an almost situation?
It was an almost.
Alright. Look, I'll get in his ass, okay? But, unfortunately, that's as far as that can go. Like I said, he listens really, really well. He's just a little scary, okay? He's just a little scary. You know, I've heard on multiple accounts now that you're running around with new people, that the flurry has been reestablished. Is that true?
You know it's always been a rotating door.
Klaus, what happened to my dad?
You said yourself, I haven't even been on this plane. How would I know?
Because somehow, you guys are tied up with everything that happens in this town. And I've done some digging.
I noticed.
Ho 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 ho. Different kind of digging. I didn't dig up my own father.
I fully believe you didn't. But some of these people, do you realize how long they've been missing? Regardless of the fact that I was around, they've been missing for legitimately years at this point. I mean, I don't understand why this is suddenly becoming so pressing that you have to send an entire squadron of guards after me.
Look, I don't necessarily know how they handle their methods. I just told them to find you, not let you out of their sight, and get you here. So you can keep grilling me all day long about this, or let's just put our heads together, okay? Because you're way better at this kind of thing than I am. Shit's not adding up. Things just aren't right. I don't know the people that you're running around with now. But I know that I was approached by someone with this wild symbol that I've never seen before. And they specifically asked if they knew anything about Surabar Spellmason. I said, no, I don't know who the hell that is. I don't know a Surabar. They asked if I knew a Klaus. I might have lied to them. But it didn't matter anyway, because he totally knew, right? Like, he was prepared to see right through that cunning ruse. I don't know these people that you're running around with, but one of them seems to be a really bad guy.
I just don't understand where you're drawing your conclusions from.
They provided some pretty definitive proof that demons are walking this plane?
Demons have always been walking this plane.
Since when, though? Since when? When did demons start?
Since the dawn of time.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Just because you couldn't see them doesn't mean they weren't there.
It's true. I chalked it up. There was some serious disbelief.
Do you realize that without any of our intervention, There was a man in this town keeping a demon chained in his shop.
Sure.
Torturing him.
I was there.
Feeding off his power.
I did that. I was there. Not a surprise to me. They said this happened a long time ago. Like a long fucking time ago, Klaus. Like hundreds of thousands of years ago. And they said that this guy is the reason that a deity died. They called him the Dawnbringer.
You've been called much worse.
Yeah, well, I also have never been part of a crusade called the Dawnbreakers. They are actively hunting this person out.
I noticed. He has a blade broken off in him.
Well, see, now I can put an order out for their arrest. But that's something that I can do. I don't like what I have to do, but I'd rather see myself in this position trying to do what's right for this town. Which there's not much left of it. It's just a bunch of fucking buildings anyway. I'm sure you've noticed that too.
I've noticed that it's been quiet.
People are fleeing. They've gone off to Red Gorge, other cities, further out. Something's not right. You know that. I know that.
That much we can agree on.
I was just hoping that you could put me in the right direction of something that I can actually work with. And now I can go after these guys. Okay, they've actually done something wrong as opposed to looking for someone.
Well, we handled the capture of one of them, but I'm sure there are more. He seems to be pretty convinced that his friends are going to try to bust him out.
Why did everybody... Why were there so many dead bodies in the tankard? That is a guard bar.
We were attacked by things not of this world, and frankly, as much hell as I give your men, they do the work that they're qualified to do, and that was far be it from them to fight those things.
I mean, we weren't really prepared for that, but I hope to fix that in the future. And then I found out that that Jimothy was dying. And then I was told that it was someone that freely runs in the flurry. And to be honest, that doesn't strike me as someone that you would keep around. That seems like a liability. Hell, you nearly kicked me out several times for it.
It's not what it seems. It's not what people say it is. For Christ's sake, he didn't mean to hurt the child. Let alone kill him.
The road's not exactly paved in good intentions. Let's look at the facts here. I'm a primary fuck-up. I know that. But here I am today, in this situation. And I'm trying to make the best of it. What's happening for Jimothy? Is someone... Are you guys actively looking for a way to help him?
The only reason he's alive right now is because another of our group members, Ulhime, you might have heard the name.
Yeah.
He took on the burden.
It was that, the dwarven guy with the funky hair.
He doesn't exactly look the same now, but I'm sure you're used to that now, knowing me so long.
You're not wrong.
He took the burden, and we're working on it. Jimothy will be okay. We need to move quickly, and frankly, meetings like this are cutting away at our precious time.
I'm sorry, and I get it. You know, you guys got big shit going on. I've got big shit going on. But there's more to this than it looks, I promise. He seems to be, like, tossing through a bit of paper before he drums up what looks to be a colored parchment. He passes it your way. He says, down there at the bottom, look. When you look, you see that there is a name. It is signed in an almost slightly unfamiliar, but you can point it out as a dwarven-esque name. And you note, that it's the bathhouse. I drummed up the deed. I've got the paperwork. It's all in finality. You guys don't exactly have a base of operation, and everywhere you go, it catches fire, so I figured, I'll get you a place that's made of stone.
I appreciate it. Really, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, it's just... things have been a little... overwhelming lately.
You're not wrong. It's been nutty around here, and I guess... the one good thing about people leaving is that crime's down a little bit. You know, we've had less people breaking into buildings, less death reported, but the Laugh seems to be more active. They seem to be freely moving about the streets, and that's horrifying because these are the guys that are supposed to be working in the shadows. Sign that there so I can get this ball moving, and we'll get a copy of it put over to you. You'll be the deed, the holders of this place. By the way, Dougal Ross, he's kind of there. He's operating in what is sort of like a new stone side shed of that building. He's taking some liberties. But
it'll be good to keep him close.
Guy does good work. He's quick about his metal.
I gotta say, I never really took you for the keeping records type, but I suppose it comes with the job. As I'm saying this, I'll be signing my initials on the contract or deed.
And it comes with the territory. And to be honest, I'm not that mad at you guys. I'm not mad at you at all. But that Kiana...
that's one of us.
That Kiana, though, she's fiery. She's pissed. I don't know what you guys did.
Hold of her.
But she's mad.
We didn't do anything we haven't been doing already. But you need to know, when I saw her when I was entering this building moments ago, something struck me. I suppose you can call it a vision. I don't rightly know what to call it, but something's not right about her. I just want you to be careful. I want you to keep a close eye on her.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. A couple other things. I need you to verify the movement of some of these funds. Some things were misdocumented, and Sakata left a lot of money to Griffin and his family. I don't know if that's still on the table or if you guys needed that, but
Griffin needs it far more than any of us ever will.
I'll tell you, Griffin don't need it that much. I don't know what happened, but the guy's loaded now. He's got more money than I ever saw working with you guys.
Well, I suppose karma, in a way. He really does deserve it after all he's been through. If you and he can come to an agreement on the distribution of these funds, if he doesn't need the full amount, then we'll speak with him about it. But until I hear otherwise directly from him, I'd rather he keep it.
That's fair.
Was Sakata's wish.
Okay. All right. 2 last bits. If you find out anything that's happening with my dad's body, please let me know immediately.
You'll be the first.
And aside from this group calling themselves the Order of the Dawnbreaker, there's some other fucks in town. I don't know what they call themselves, and they haven't started doing anything bad yet, but I don't even know what this place is. It's like a beacon to weirdos. These guys, there's a couple of them that come through at night, and I tell everyone just don't don't go outside at night. Just maintain the curfew. But a couple of the guards have reported that there are some people in darkened robes. They hide their faces, and they are found with doors strapped to their backs, and they drag them through the streets.
Do they have a name?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of. They haven't said anything. But everybody gets these vibes, you know, they're like heebie-jeebies. Nobody knows what to do. They leave them alone. They're not hurting anyone. So we tell people, you know, stay inside of your house, but those that brave it, they're bold. And they're walking alone. No bodies have turned up, though.
Do you know of any that have encountered them and are still around to speak to?
They come out every couple of days. At least from what I've been told. At least I get the reports every couple of days that these dark-robed fools with doors on their back making their way through town. Wow. Now, before you head off, is there anything else I should know about? Anybody I should be on the lookout for?
I honestly don't know what to tell you. I suppose it might help you to know where I've been, why you couldn't find me, and why I was on another plane. As far as anyone to look out for, I'm currently not aware of anyone that wants our hide more than the Dawnbreakers, but we went to hell. More or less.
Wait, you're serious? You went to hell?
I kind of, as he's searching for the right words, he'll pull out the amulet of the smoking eye and present it to Jared and say, I kind of own it now.
What the fuck? That's not little news. Like the whole thing? I've been told hell's a big place.
Not exactly the whole thing. It's a certain plane. It goes by the name of Occipitus. I don't know that you've heard of it. I certainly hadn't before.
Are there doorknobs
last
there?
Few weeks. I don't remember seeing any.
Just
frankly.
say no. Just say no.
You had a better eye for that.
You're not wrong. So, like, are there denizens? Is there something? Are you letting demons out in the town?
No, God, no. The demons were here before I ever conquered the place, and as far as I'm aware, no one has come over from that plane to here. I feel like I should know if that does happen. I feel like I'll be notified in some way, but I suppose we'll see.
Well, I guess, congrats? Do I call you Mr. Klaus now? Are you Dictator Klaus? Satan? What do I call you? Are you just still Klaus?
Just still Klaus. Still the guy you knew.
You know, like new, kinda new. You just keep... What's the deal with this? Where's the... This isn't youthful. This isn't you. You're not a little shit in this body.
Well, things change. I don't know what to tell you.
Fine. Yeah, I'm sure that there are a few other things happening in town. We've got most of the menace under control, but... You know, if something comes up, I'll probably put out a ring for you. Should I send a courier to the old bathhouse? Or to the Tankard still?
Send a courier to both. I can't guarantee that I'll be at either, but the message will get to me one way or the other.
All right. Well, it wasn't a bad thing seeing you. I just hope that next time we could get like a drink and not have you so angry at me all the time.
Next time, if you don't put up wanted posters, things will go a lot smoother.
You gotta admit, it worked.
It really didn't.
You're here, though.
What worked was the Leduc threatening my friends. I would never have revealed myself if it weren't for that.
What do you mean, revealed yourself? You were hiding?
Maybe. Listen, I've got a lot of things to do. I'm sure you're busy too. Let's call it a day here.
You just see him, like, slack-jawed for a moment. Like, maybe. We'll just... Go on. Go on. Just goes back to doing his paperwork. He's happier doing paperwork than, getting his dick kicked off by denizens of Occipitus. So that was your time with the guard captain, Skellering. Okay. We're gonna kick it back over here to the Bright House. All right, lads.
The Bright House we didn't bring the fugitive there, so it's would it be Ronald and Sniper?
It would literally be everyone else.
We would have brought the fugitive there too.
Yeah, the guards are with you and everything. Like this is a very full building now.
Okay.
They have cleaned off a table, made space for Jakob. There are some very, very crude forceps, things that have been kind of set in line to channel lock open the wound, and it's just pouring. This black tar-like substance just rolls out of the open wound. And Sunn's like, I don't know. This is really, I don't even know what this is. I mean, I can look through the books, but this isn't like, it's not like allegoric, okay? This is bad. I could try to clean. Does anybody have any? Nothing?
I mean, seeing that he doesn't have much to go off of, I'll walk over to the table and kind of just put like my hand on his head.
His eyes lie still. His breathing is
super shallow.
It's stinted and slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You even notice that there's a couple of like he's struggling to get air.
Seeing that happen, I'll go to the head of the table.
You notice that he's got some there's some bloating on his stomach. It sort of looks like he's got that beer gut going on right now. That seems, well, I mean, Jakob doesn't look like that. Jakob doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a beer gut. He's never really eaten well for himself.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very odd to say the least.
So whatever this thing is inside of him is causing the bloating as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Sunn's probably going to notice this as well, and he's like, look, I need some of this substance in its original form, because it's breaking down, and it's...
I'll hand him one of the blades, the extra blade that we had. This is what he used.
He takes the blade, and he seems to take what little bit of his mortar and pestle, and he'll grab the handheld end and just kind of smash off the side to try to drum some of this down, and he'll pestle it down to try to break it up, and he has it down to its basis components. He's not really sure what to make of it. It just looks like a coal powder. Why is it reacting this way?
It could be the infernal blood at home. It could be causing the reaction.
I mean, are you suggesting that this was a sword crafted to extinguish particularly his bloodline? That would be a lot of work.
It's possible. You've been there.
Possible.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but since his bloodline is the target of a specific clan, I believe that it's not out of line for that to be the option.
What do you mean by clan?
You see this man over here, the one that's de-armed. He's got about nothing on him. He's from someone called Dawnbreakers, who have come to diminish the life of all of the people who are from the bloodline of the Dawnbringers. Literally, this guy's bloodline.
That's what they called him there. They called him the Dawnbringer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I still don't fully understand what it all means myself, but I know that this man and however many they are after him and his kin. For reasons that I don't know what kind of is the truth, but I mean, I'm getting fragmented information from everywhere, so you know about as much as I do.
Who here knew him the best? I feel like Ulhime, you knew him the best, right?
Knew Jakob?
This is endgame still. Sunn.
Oh, yeah. Ulhime will not.
He didn't have any family. He never talked about family.
It was just me and him. But where we were, Occipitus, I was told by Helm that he carries the blood of the demon Napthatoran.
I feel like I've heard you guys say that name before. Wait, did Sunn go through the Napthatoran events? Okay.
Yeah.
That was the guy, the big demon guy in the desert, right?
Yes.
Where he turned into a fine mist.
And
Ulhime wasn't there for that, but he knows who's Napthatoran and stuff. If that's where you met this Napthatoran, then yes.
Man, I don't remember. When did we? How did we? You're related to him? He's related to Napthatoran.
Yes.
How?
His infernal blood. That's all I know. That's all I've learned.
So then, wouldn't he just be hunting for anyone with an infernal bloodline? Is that right? You're looking for anyone with an infernal bloodline? The Order kind of turns his head, doesn't really say anything. That's something I can work with. He looks over to one of the guards and he says, I need you to take this, and he starts writing down something on parchment, to Genya Eureka's. Get over there fast, or this man's going to die and it's going to be on your head. The guard, kind of flustered, looks around briefly for a moment, and then was just like, yeah, we got this. Go ahead. And he immediately rushes out the door.
Where's he going?
He's going to St. Cuthbert's. He's probably going to get the only person that can save your friend. I mean, I can't. This is... I can only work alongside her. This is something that's out of my... This isn't on my pay grade, man.
You're doing fine, though. Thank you.
He kind of looks around for a moment. Anybody want something to drink?
I'm just going to raise my hand immediately.
Yeah, Cort, while having both hands on his sword, still pointed at the man on his knees, is just going to, while holding onto his sword, just go.
There could be something else that you could do.
Yeah. What can I help with?
That monster, the worm that walks, his gems fragments are shattered in my hand still, but I have no way to remove them. And as you can see, and like he shows him like the growth still happening.
Oh,
I need this to be severed.
That's gross.
Can you sever it completely?
The whole arm?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can. But
Then
what's to say that it's not?
out his arm.
What's to say that it's not just gonna come back?
I don't know. But I know the fragments are in this one.
Can we make sure that we take care of him first? Because this is. I don't have a very large working area yet. I was not prepared for this yet. So we're just gonna have to operate here. And I can do it, but it's gonna hurt. A lot.
I'm not looking for any luxuries. I just need to get this evil out of me before something bad happens.
I don't actually know if it's gonna remove the evil from you.
Neither do I. But my powers to helm have been severed. They're blocked by him.
The best I can do is remove the arm. Any more, and this is gonna take a lot of work. You operating under any circumstance, you're gonna need to take time away. I don't know if you've really considered or weighed the options here, but this is gonna remove you from the fight for a while.
You don't need to worry about that. This threat's more imminent than my adventuring. And I don't want to do anything that's going to put this town or my friends in harm's way. If I can expel this evil now, then I want to do it.
Are you even sure that it's just in your arm?
As I said, that's where the fragments were.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let's talk after this, and then you can spring this on the rest of them, because yeah.
How much of the arm has grown back already? Like, is there like palm or wrist starting to grow in yet?
You know, it's probably just a bit of the forearm has returned. I mean, it's notable inches worth of bone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but after you say cutting it off and it coming back, you remember what Piccolo does anytime he lost an arm in DBZ?
He screamed.
He just goes, ah! Arm.
Yep.
I'm imagining that, basically. I know that's not how it works, but that's the first thing that popped into my head when you said it might grow back.
For now, I mean, I'm just going to try to do whatever I can to make Jacob comfortable until the guard comes back with Jenya.
Okay. He'll sit there and sort of continue looking over some of this text, these books that he's acquired over time. Even as a successful surgeon/chirurgeon, he's going to have materials that he references over time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are actually just picture books.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like anatomical stuff.
Oh, see, I was talking I'm talking like Thomas the Train style picture books, just.
Well, luckily, he's not your character anymore. He's mine, and he's not a total idiot.
They're actually pop-up books?
Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad.
He's like, don't go to 133, it's all about boners.
It's a terrible time.
It's the sex ed part of the books.
Well, Ulhime is talking to Sunn about getting his arm cut off. I want to try and detect magic and just kind of like peer over to see if I can see anything inside of his arm, because I figure since he's saying it's this cursed item, I could maybe see it inside? I have no idea, but I just kind of want to take a look to see if I can find anything.
Oh yeah, you begin peering over the arm in the magical spectrum, and this is the wild thing about it, is something that hasn't been done since, is that now that it's begun growing, when you peer at it in the magical spectrum, it's like a torrent, a free-flowing torrent of magic. It's quite literally like a whirlwind of magic freely ripping around the space where his arm would be. Imagine like an hourglass. You can see the sand falling, but unless you know that the glass is there, you're not going to see that the glass is there. So you just see this material kind of encased into this apparition-like arm, like a pseudo-arm even. It's very strange for you to see. You've not seen anything like it before.
Are there any fragments inside the arm that I could see?
You do see that there is a discernible amount of crystalline-like fragments in his arm itself.
And is there anything else on the rest of the body, or is it mostly centralized around the arm?
Let's see if you're going to actually spot this.
Perception?
Yeah, give me perception.
Okay.
Not quite
36.
like Phantom Limb. Not quite like Phantom Limb. That's really good. Give me a 30% range, 25% range you do not want.
Let's go 30 to 55.
Okay. No, you don't see. You don't see any more. It looks like it's centralized mostly around the arm, as far as you can tell. But then again, that's kind of as far as you can see when you're glancing at it from your current angle. Your perception also reveals that there is some sort of divine aura that surrounds the Order, the Man of the Order.
Like all together? Like it's not just the arm, it's completely surrounding him?
Not the no, not I'm talking about
Okay.
the man that's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
There's a divine aura that sort of hovers around him like a miasma or a mist.
Well, since I wanted to sit next to him and talk to him, I'm gonna lean over to him and say, "Can you see into the magical spectrum?"
He kind of leans back over to you. I can see a lot of things.
What do you take of that man's arm that is no longer an arm? Because it's not like anything I've seen.
I'm not sure what to make of it, but it's not of my concern.
Yeah, I guess they're not here for very long. I don't know when you're going to be taken off, but I mean, it's always nice seeing angels around here. Or whatever you are.
Well, I'm a human, but I am celestial touched. Some people have said that I was an Asimar. I don't know, I just... Yes. Predominantly, physically, I have the markings of a human. But this is just my bag. I've chosen to walk this way and herald this cause.
So, anything you're willing to tell a person that's not holding your throat a little bit more about this Dawnbreaker clan? I recently joined up with this group, and it was unbeknownst to me that he was some sort of Hellraiser, so to speak. I thought I was doing what was right, and apparently he's a little bit worse than I was anticipating.
What exactly would you like to know?
Say he doesn't die here. They managed to keep him. Is your group going to continue trying to kill all of his bloodline until there is no more of his bloodline? Is that how this is going to work?
Inevitably. That's the goal.
Do you think he's gonna die?
That's the goal.
And if you don't succeed, those that come to retrieve you, are they gonna punish you for failing if you do, or?
No, I think I will be praised. But I do not necessarily know if I will seek any rewards, not that I'm after it.
I figure you wouldn't be. And I don't know if he's the last of the kin that you're trying to eliminate. But he doesn't seem that bad to me. I just want to know, why? I mean, I understand you say it's his kin, but I mean, I don't think he's like this Naphtatoran guy. I mean, apparently he was pretty gruesome from the short stories I'd heard.
I was raised to believe that I must stand by my convictions, and I've thrown in my lot with Yolana. I've learned a great deal, and I know in this case what is wrong. And what is wrong must be purged. It must be burned. We must remove the rot from the inside. Allow it to vacate and leave this land. By one means or another. If I succeed, I will have simply removed a finger. I don't even know. I don't know how deep this runs.
Well, I'm kind of on the fence about things, because as much as I think you've got the right idea in that purging evil at its source is going to eliminate the threat, I don't really want to lose him as a friend. I mean, yeah, he's a demon, but from what I've seen, he's not that bad.
Is he a friend?
Well, I'll never say that to his face.
Is he a friend, though?
He makes poor decisions, but he's never done me wrong.
Who's to say that he's just made poor decisions, or he's consciously realized that they're poor decisions and continues to make them?
I think he's just not smart enough to realize that he's making poor decisions and continues to do what he thinks is smart decisions and doesn't. I think he's just bad at making decisions. Good at making incisions, that's for certain.
No, that's Sunn.
Cort, you're probably close by, listening in.
Yeah, he's kind of taking all this in because he's still quite unsure how to take all this. At this point, the only reason he's holding the sword to the guy is because the Blue Duke told him to. Not out of allegiance to protect Jared or anyone. Because
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he doesn't really have loyalty at this point.
I think you can drop the sword there, guard. I don't think he's gonna try and make a run for it. And if he does, I'm pretty sure I can handle him.
Oh no, I won't be running. I must see this through. I only simply tried to flee earlier so I could get a better point of vantage without potentially risking my own life. I'm caught now.
You had said that you're going to be free by the end of the night. How so?
Because I'm not wrong. I'm in the right, and Yolana will free me.
Is she going to free you by means of force, or is it going to be you simply walking away from this?
He's probably going to, poof out of the plane or something.
She has a way. It may be by normal or mundane means, and maybe something as magical as poofing, as you've said.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. It's kind of scary.
Cort's gonna shoulder his blade rather than fully sheathing it, to at least have it ready, but not pointed.
You see, I was guided here. I've been on a hunt for a long time. A very, very long time. I've traveled to many towns. I've met many people. I've seen quite a few ups and downs. But I knew that I must remain steadfast. That eventually I would find my target. I would remain a fighter of Yolana. But I was led here. I didn't come here blindly. And I've been watching him all day. I made sure that my apparatus was pointing to the right person. At first, I thought it was wrong, that it was faulty. But every time I was near him, it shone me otherwise.
I don't know why you'd second guess yourself. He looks like a demon. He looks like he's blood of some kind of monster.
Judge not, my friend. He attempts to bring his arm up, almost as if he kind of wants to give you like the finger waggle. This is silly. Can someone remove these tethers?
Nope.
Stay a while and listen.
Fine.
I'm just going to start removing the tethers, like regardless of what the guard says.
Okay. I promise I'm not here to harm another person.
I believe you.
Just here to watch this man die.
Or not Sunn.
Cort.
Cort, my brain. Cort's gonna rummage through his pack and hand the guy a ration.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. And he'll kind of quickly like tear into some dried meats. He'll offer you some cheese. Anything?
What has he done to you personally?
Oh, nothing. I have no qualms with the man individually. I just know what he has done. It's written. It's scripture to me. You can't. You can't. There's nothing that you can say to stave off my convictions. I'm convinced that this individual is a perpetrator to my faith, and that he has caused many terrible things to happen. Yolana would not lie to me. She's guided me this far.
Still awkward for Cort because he has said all of 2 words to Jakob, I think, at most. So he's still quite unsure who to believe. The person who just randomly walked up and shaked a motherfucker. or the civilian who got stabbed.
While you're looking through his belongings for his trail rations, you notice a silvery-like device. It shines to you, even in the darkness. Even in the darkness of his backpack.
Cort being unabashed enough, he's gonna just kind of pull it out and say, "Hey, what's this?"
That's it. That's my. We'll call it a locator. It finds those ineffectually related to the one that brought about the Dawn Cataclysm.
Does it seem to be glowing at all, or does it just... I'm essentially assuming it looks like a coin, almost?
It's probably about the size of like a female compact. It's about palm-sized, and it looks like a compass.
When I look at it, is it pointing in Jacob's direction?
It is pointing to Jakob, but as life seems to slowly begin fading away from Jakob, you do notice that it sort of pulls. There is a tug in a different direction. It's sort of like watching a bobber on the top of a lake, just waiting and watching, and then you see it tittle under the water. And then again. before finally it disappears. Well, this time, instead of just pointing to Jakob, you note that it turns, and it starts to freely move. It twists and begins moving. At first, it's pointing to Jakob, and then it begins turning, slowly facing Ulhime, slowly facing Sunn, moving to you, and then it begins moving just past you. It seems as if there is a different target, and it's freely moving through the city.
Is Mr. not an assassin dude? Is he standing or is he like?
He's sitting. He's made
Yeah.
sure to present himself as the least amount of threat possible.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he like stood up to talk. Cort's gonna kind of like crouch down yet again, almost Slav squat, but not quite.
Yeah.
And he's gonna hold the trinket in front of him and say, "This is kind of going haywire. Is it broken?"
He reaches out for it. Do you pull your hand back, or
No, he's just gonna kind of hold it still.
his brows furrow, and he takes it from you, and he looks at it. He kind of gives it a shake, like, "Come on, don't do this to me now."
Don't fuck up now, man.
And as he's looking at it, it seems to focus. He's like, "No, that's right."
He's I keep wanting to say Sunn. Cort's going to he's gonna kind of look at it again. He's gonna point basically towards the door. It was pointing that way while I was looking at it.
Well, that doesn't make much sense. The target's right here. See, it's still fixed. It's focused on him.
What if there's more than one target? What if the strong pull was because he's not the only one here?
Then luck be a lady, and I've come to the right town. It's in dire need of cleansing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, especially since all the good people have run away now. We could just, like, reactivate the volcano this place was built in and, be freed of all of the bad stuff, I'm kidding, by the way.
Cort's like, I don't live
just
here,
kidding.
but I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think all of the bad people went away. The people were very freely open with me. They told me about most of you. They said that his name was Jakob when they had seen him in town. Multiple people knew who he was. They mostly said he was a deviant, that wherever he walked, bad things happened. They said that he had a friend, a dwarf, a kind dwarf, that took care of him like a brother's keeper.
From what I understand, and I'm going to point towards Ulhime, that's who he is now.
Cort's gonna
He's
kind of like look
Quite
at
a
him up
dwarf
and down,
anymore.
but he's much taller.
Yeah, he's not in his original form, but that's what he is now.
Sir, you have seen many things, and it has changed your very physical person.
Helm's always had a plan for me, and I've never turned away from it.
That is ironic. The irony is poignant. You can almost taste it. You follow Helm, a dead god. No less a good individual, but a dead individual. You know that Helm ceased to exist because of the Dawnbringer. Your friends, does no one else find this funny? You're friends with the man that killed your god.
Do
I
you
don't know if that
think-
means that you can't believe in him.
Forgive
You
me
think-
for finding the irony in this.
I was there when it happened, when he gave me his gauntlet.
You were...
I don't need you to tell me some story that you have no accurate information on.
Man, you guys are old.
I'm
I-
only 19.
I don't presume to know that you were there or you weren't there. I don't necessarily know if you're lying or not. But I do know that this one is called the Dawnbringer.
His name is Jakob.
That's what you may call him. But his title is Dawnbringer. And it's been that for millennia.
Sunn's gonna kind of... Cort is gonna just kind of whisper over to Thelsa. You're right, they are old.
Yes, I thought you guys were all young, except for the old man, who apparently is the youngest. I'm real confused.
You and I, he kind of points over to you, Ulhime. You and I, we should be friends. Practically allies.
Yolana, shake hands.
Yolana is the sister to Helm.
She's no different than any of the evil demons I've slain in Occipitus. And you are no different.
Ulhime, give me a knowledge religion.
Not one. Oh, you're a goblin deity, I see.
As a man of the faith, it's a deity. Yolana is a good aligned deity. She stands for knowledge, liberation, protection, and time. She's regarded by freedom fighters, historians, and spies.
I mean, that may be, but Ulhime doesn't see this man like that.
True, but that doesn't make Yolana any less than what she is.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Ulhime, it's easy for someone to be misguided under faith. You've seen it happen 100 times. You've met many people that have been misguided. And in this situation, this could very well be that. In fact, he's presented himself as no more threat to any of you. He didn't raise his weapon to anyone, except for Jakob. He's been kind up to this point. And you're right, he's injured your best friend. But despite what Thelsa has said, thinking that Jakob incompetent, you know otherwise. Jakob's plotting. He's feverishly intelligent. He's borderline manipulative. You may not think he's necessarily a bad person. Misguided, yes. But not a bad person.
Yeah.
And that's to say the same about your golden-eyed friend here right now as well. He may not be a bad person. Misguided, yes. But he's sitting in the same place as Jakob, only he's breathing and Jacob's dying.
I mean, kind of getting that information off of him. I'll kneel down to him and just kind of look back and forth. You're him and he's you. Only difference is the state of health right now. If only you had someone proper to guide you. Use a light for such a malice intent. I pity you. Your intentions to use such a divine power for such evil. And true, my God may be dead, but his work isn't. And I'll do everything I can to make sure he and all my friends are staying protected, as well as this world. He stands up and he just walks back over to Jakob.
Do you say anything to Jakob? Do you just maintain your composure?
Looking down at him, I'll lean in just like as a whisper. I've made one sacrifice to draw death from another. I will do so again, so that way you may live. And I will begin praying.
Okay. When you begin to pray, Klaus, you'll return at this point. It's been, I don't know, probably 20 minutes, half an hour for you. But you return. You know that there's one less guard. You see this perpetrator seems to be just casually enjoying a meal. Ulhime, praying over his friend. Cort, looking at a small device. And Thelsa seems to be entertaining herself, yet she's mostly confused about her current situation.
I probably would have gone and gotten liquor that was promised and then quickly taken away from me.
Sure, that makes sense.
I don't want to do this sober.
But you're greeted happily. Sunn says, "Welcome. Well, glad. Yeah, yes. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. I sent a guard to get Jenya."
I suspected she would be needed.
Bubs.
Yes.
I gotta go with my dad somewhere.
You gonna be long?
Probably 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you capable of leaving your? Never mind. You know what? Don't worry about it. Let me.
I can leave the screen on. Like I don't. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
what you're worried
All right.
about.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Bye.
Have fun at Taco Bell.
It's definitely not going to Taco Bell.
Bath wind.
He's like,
all
oh,
right.
shit, they have cheesy gordita crunches and I'm going, man.
So he's maintaining his prayer. Sunn says that he's waiting. Thelsa, you were saying what exactly?
I was getting liquor and just kind of seeing how the night played out, because unless they need me, I'm just here to try and understand what's going on and, just kind of see and then say goodbye to whichever one leaves.
Sure, that makes sense. As the hours, well, technically, as the time sort of ticks on by, you notice this sense of unease linger in the room. It seems to be emanating from this man who hasn't introduced himself. He seems to be very focused, affixed downward, looking down at something in his hands. But before that, I wanted to see if there was anything that you had to say or something you wanted to kind of bring to light here, Klaus, for those that are conscious.
As I step into the room and observe this almost familial scene, like it seems like he's just kind of part of the crew now.
Yeah.
In terms of behavior, and no one's really keeping too close an eye on him. He's just sort of doing what he wants to do. He's not bound. I'm coming in hot. I'm not happy about this. This situation ain't gonna fly.
Walk in the room and I fucking sucker punch him.
I mean,
Right in the fucking face.
you're not terribly far off.
I cast rage.
Jesus
I
Christ.
cast a large person.
The door springs open, and at that point, that's when you hear the...
He kicks in the door, and all you see...
It's the Scarlet Harlot.
Looks like a charger from Left Dead.
You hear the tank music start playing.
Ba,
He's like,
ba,
oh
ba.
shit.
It's actually a jockey. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Some kind of cross between the two.
God damn it.
So seeing this low life, I guess, would be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Just kind of enjoying a meal while our friend still lays there dying. I'm going to step over to him, knock whatever food is in his hands out of it, and take away whatever his little locator device thing is that he's so intently staring at.
That was rude as fuck.
He allows you to take it. He realizes that he doesn't have the upper hand here, and he's still technically a prisoner. Just kind of keeps his hands up. Doesn't say anything.
Why are you so angry, Klaus?
Why am I so angry?
Yeah, you seem like you're not quite in the best of moods at the moment.
I can point out one person in this room that I know for sure is in a worse mood than I am.
Is it the dying one?
Is it the doctor?
We have a winner, and it's not. The fuck is your name, Cort?
Cort. He's just gonna
Cort.
kind of wave.
I'm gonna take your ass to court if you don't shut up.
They have Cort?
Hey, I got it right.
Do I get a lawyer, or is he busy peddling horses today?
Okay.
What?
I don't.
Do you mind explaining what's going on here?
Well, we brought Jakob back here so he could... So the doctor could try to fix him, and he can't.
Without Jenny's help.
Yeah, so one of the guards went to go grab her, and we're waiting. That's what's happened.
Stay a while and listen.
And from what I understand from what's going down, your part demon friend caused the Dawn Cataclysm, as it's been so dubbed, and he is the Dawnbringer.
You
Dawn Toucher.
Dawnbringer.
don't understand. You weren't there.
You're right. And if he was, he's millennia old, from what I understand. But
It's
this
not-
man
It's
is
not that
here
simple.
to erase the bloodline, and he's kind of just waiting to see if it happens or not, and he's gonna get magically poofed out of here once it's over with, apparently. And according to Mr. Helm's disciple over here, they're both wrong, and neither of them can really do much about it. So I'm just kind of having a drink and taking a chill, because this is a lot to take in. I recently joined you guys, and I didn't realize that this one was the blood of the demon that almost killed you guys, and this one's...
I find it hard to understand that you seem to have more faith in this man who literally walked up and stabbed one of us
I have more
than you
faith
do in the man that
faith.
was stabbed.
I have more faith in a man of faith than I do in a man that has openly killed people in front of me, yes.
I'm still unsure what to make of it, so everyone...
Oh,
gets the
well, at
same
least
treatment.
you're undecided. That's really great. Helpful. So you let the assassin... You took his binding off, and you're just letting him eat?
Those bindings are still on. And he's
No,
gonna
they're
kind of point... Oh no, that's right, you took them.
They'll remove them. Yep.
Yeah,
Just-
never mind.
Throw the rope back at you.
Yeah, I forgot that you
Oh,
took this off.
He's not going anywhere. If he does, I can stop him before Cort. This guy can.
He's just gonna kind of like jostle the sword.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think that he deserves to be imprisoned for, following the beliefs he's been led up to at this point. That's like us.
Is
being
that what
imprisoned
you
for-
believe?
I believe
That's
the
how I
guards
see
should
it.
see him since he stabbed a man in the city. That
Well,
part,
at least one of us
That's
has some sense.
but whether or not...
Regardless of this man's beliefs, what he did was illegal.
Yes, and that's without question, but we don't have to treat him like dirt.
We do.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
You're wrong.
Cort's gonna kind of go to one knee, and he's gonna pick up the food, and he's gonna give it back to him.
I'm gonna knock it out of his hand again.
No need. I understand. This is someone very important to you, and I'm sorry it came to these terms.
No, you're not. This was your goal all along.
It was not to ruin a friendship. It was not to besmirch you of someone that you cared for.
That's what happens. You kill people. You have to...
Do you know how many
I
people
think-
have died because of his incomprehension, his
Do
capability?
you think he chose this route?
I think he's chosen many things without you being fully well aware.
Oh, really? Do tell.
How many people have died in his wake? That just happened to be an accident.
And you're basing your assumptions off the fact that he somehow was destined for this, or that he chose it, or that it was his fault. Were you there when it happened? Because just so happens, I was. That's not how it happened.
Well, Your answer just shows me that many people have been hurt accidentally.
There's just no use in what you're doing. You're not going to reverse what happened.
You're right. You're right. There is no going back. And at this point, I can't go back even if I wanted to. What's done is done. Not here to harm anyone else. I'm just here to ensure that he dies. Even if it comes at the cost of my own life.
I'm sorry you'll leave disappointed then.
The door, there's a loud banging. Each of you turn. Even the golden-eyed man turns to look. He kind of leans around Klaus and anyone else that's there. It's not exactly a knock. There's not a slight rapping. It is a loud, very loud and audible banging. Does anyone open the door? Sunn seems to be deep in a book at this point, concocting some things.
I'll just cast open close on it from where I stand.
Sure.
I say Cort's not going to open it because he's near the guy.
When you cast open, the door swings wide. The guard comes in, and he's carrying the body of Jenna Eureka's.
Oh, that's not good.
Her clothes are burned.
Oof.
Tatters. The guard throws her up on the table next to Jakob.
Jenya.
The guard burned much of his hair off of his body. He has red, whelped skin. His armor is carbon scorched. His hand shakes. He moves solely through adrenaline. When he releases her body, he drops to the ground.
Cort is going to basically scream, Thelsa, cover the criminal. And he's going to straight up just book it out of the apothecary. I don't think he even knows where Jenya's church is, because he's still new to the town.
Sure.
But he'll find a way there to figure out what's happening.
Sure. So, Thelsa, when Cort says that, the man stands and says, "Let me help her. Let me help her."
I have no qualms with you. Go. You're much better at this than I am.
He quite literally takes 3 steps over to the table, and he starts casting a spell. Klaus, you're
I'm
there.
I'm try and discern what it is, but I mean, I'm not much for,
You hear a voice that you're not super familiar with, Klaus, casting a spell. Do you turn back?
Yeah, through it's going to cut through the shock pretty quickly.
Yeah. The guards, 3 of the guards are going to turn out of the building, and they're going to run out with Cort.
It's definitely going to cut through the shock, and I'm going to do the first thing that I can think of to interrupt him, which is just throw myself onto him.
Sure. Give me a spellcraft, Thelsa.
Okay. 23.
Thelsa, he's casting Divine Magic. It seems to be wholly aligned, as far as you can tell.
Then I want to try and interrupt the oncoming old man tackle.
Give me a CMB, Klaus. This is against the Golden-Eyed Man. CMB versus a CMD. That's really good, actually. I was not expecting you to roll that well. You interrupt him. You immediately throw your body at him, drawing his body away. You bring him to the ground. And he looks repentant with disrepair. He looks at you, he's like, what are you doing? I'm helping her. She's dying. She's burned. She needs divine aid.
As he's stuttering and stammering at me, I'm going to punch him in the face as hard as I can.
Go for it. Make an attack.
Old man strength.
Alright, let's see.
Quick, assume your ultra identity. Jolene.
How do I roll a...
It's going to be a d20 plus your base attack bonus. Plus...
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was a way on this sheet to just... Oh, melee? Yeah, there we go, melee attack roll.
Yep.
Ooh, not great.
That's actually... That's... Let's see. That's actually not going to be enough. You seem to hit, but there still seems to be some kind of aura about him. When you connect, you see that you're just millimeters above his face. When you're reflected back, like your fist kind of catches and then reflects back, and there's a flash of light. And he says, "Get off of me! I have to help her! You can hit me when I'm done!" Sunn runs out the door.
Frustrated that I can't actually seem to connect, I'm just gonna do my best to grab him in shocking grasp.
Thelsa, you said that you were already trying to stop him.
Yep.
He's had an opportunity to tackle him and now punch him.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Deep Slumber on Klaus.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and put him out.
Go for it. Tell him the saves. What's he got to make?
I'll just click it. Just to make it easier.
Click.
Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Press that.
Click.
DC 19. There you go.
So it's a will save.
Yep.
All right, make a will save 19 or greater, sir. 19 is even or odd? Anything above?
Oh, well, yeah, you made it.
Klaus, you immediately recognize spellcasting, and it's come from Thelsa. She targets you with a spell, and she finishes it, but you resist its compulsion.
What are you doing?
He's trying to help. He's not casting any type of malicious magic.
He thought he was helping when he broke up Ladoff and Jakob. I'm not going to let him do it to Jenya.
He was evil.
You don't understand.
Thelsa, stand up. If you feel like you're justified, then have at it. Have the argument happen.
Klaus, I understand that he was your friend and that she is also your friend, but he has no qualms with her. He had no qualms with him, just his bloodline. Why are you trying to kill another innocent woman? Why are you letting her die?
Not letting her... I'm stopping him.
From helping her?
From hurting her. He's already hurt Jakob. I'm not going to let him do it to her too.
If he wanted to hurt anybody, why would he have... out of cuffs, out of anything, why wouldn't he hurt any of us? What difference would it make?
Outnumber him.
So, we're in the same room. The only one that's left is the guard that has the sword. The other guards, I mean, you know how the guards are.
His intentions aren't pure. They aren't clear.
But he does not mean to harm holy people.
How do you know that? Because he said it? You trust him?
Can you not see that he's surrounded in a holy aura? He has no intent to harm anyone that's holy. He knows that he's not doing any harm against good. He is here to eliminate the bloodline with which he comes from. He's not here to hurt everybody. He's not on some malicious spike to ruin everybody's lives. I don't understand why you think it's so bad for a holy man to try and help a holy person when he's trying to eliminate a demon. That seems reasonable to me. If you want to let Jenya die because you're not letting this man help, so be it, but I can't help. No one else here can. Sunn ran off. I see you stopping Jenya's only chance at aid. She will die.
You can scorch my eyes out of my head when I'm done saving her life. Because at this point, I don't see anyone running to his help. I'm the only person running to her aid. If you freely wish to set me ablaze afterwards, then I'll be your martyr, whatever makes you feel better. But right now, this woman is dying.
Fine.
Please, Klaus.
Fine. I'll get off of him and kind of not necessarily help, more pull him to his feet.
Sure.
As best I can.
He won't even look you in the face. He immediately goes back to what he was doing. He's chanting some aura, some scripture, before he finally reveals a lay on hands. And he begins expressing many uses of lay on hands. Her body has these burns, but you can see that there are rips and tears in her clothing. Something sharp was drawn over her body many times still. He notes this. You see him even, look at you and then aim his head down. This goes to both of you. But he doesn't stop. He continues this until each of her wounds seem to mend over themselves. They scar, leaving brilliant scars all over her body, her skin rippled and puckered where it was burned. But Jenya seems to be living. After many expulsions of lay on hands, he sits back down. I've done my worst. Kind of wiping his brow. It's up to her will to survive at this point.
I don't want anyone else to die. I don't want Jakob to die. But I don't think this man wants anyone but Jakob to die. That is my true vision.
Sunn comes back inside. St. Cuthbert's is on fire. It's burning to the ground. Cort, you're running as fast as you can. You're passing by the guards with ease. Most of them are trudging through the heaviness of their armor. But you, significantly more mobile than them. You make light of the situation, running quickly. When you finally arrive on the scene, a single figure, a silhouette, comes walking out of St. Cuthbert's. His body dressed in tight black clothing, black tunic, black pants. He looks to you, smiles a wicked grin. He steps through the flame, and it recedes with his wake. The moment that he steps over it, it continues. It rises again, trickling over the stone. It scorches the stone. Fire seems to be mostly unnatural. It turns a hellish red. He begins walking over to you. Guards move up immediately to try to put out the flame, and as they do, he waves his hand, and one of them begins to literally decay in front of you. His body falls before you see remnants of phalanges. The bones in his fingers seem to kind of pull away from him. Others fall and begin choking immediately. When he sees you,
good.
He nods. Have you come to say or do something about this? You wish to fall in line with them?
He's gonna look at the man, and then his eyes are going to look at the church. And he's gonna kind of double take. He's gonna close his eyes, clench his fist. How many people are in there?
No one. Only ash remains. You hear him take a few beaded steps, pleading across the dirt, his bare feet, stained from the summer sun. He walks by you, stopping at your side. Is this your first bonfire?
He's gonna kind of have a 1,000-yard stare. No.
You should leave the town, boy. Only sinners remain here. Cauldron is heating up. You know, the stink. Yeah. You have the stink of my son on you. When he wakes, tell him that his father's here. And if he's just not bright enough to get it, tell him that Nathatoran's in Cauldron.
You're wrong about only sinners residing here.
We'll see. We'll see. He pats you on the shoulder twice, just a very audible, and he walks on. This is where I call the session.
Wow. He owes a lot of child support.
He owes a lot of child support. That's what you have to say. That's the first thing you have to say. You spent an entire session bleeding out, pus black, riddled tar, and that's all you say.
The quietest session for Sniper. And then
Daddy's home. You best have that child support.
All I can imagine is if he does eventually wake up, I can be like, Jacob, your dad. I saw him. He burned down an entire village. Did he say anything for me?
Did he bring his child support payments? Maybe I can finally pay off my tab.
Did he say he'll play catch with me?
Was he wearing a big gauntlet with a bunch of stones in it?
That was tonight's episode 135 of Shackled City. I hope some things are starting to come together for some of you. I hope that you've picked up on some of the grander events and schemes that are beginning to unfold. If you've not been paying attention, then you've just missed it. You've just missed the details, and maybe, just maybe, Christy can put it together for you. But that's a multiple-hour stream waiting to unfold in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
So for those that are new, could you guys please describe who and what Nathatoran is? Sponge Jr. 78, thank you so much for that sub, brother. I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Welcome to the family. You're officially a Bubscriber, you sexy stud. So what is a Nathatoran?
Nathatoran is one of the generals of Hell, basically.
Kind of
a giant demon with crab claws, a second set of arms that are more humanoid, the ability to cast spells. You know, just think of a really big lobster demon. That's Nathatoran.
He's a Glabrizu. That's what his actual race is. He is a Glabrizu demon general.
I don't know who he is as Cort, but you said that he had a slim figure that didn't look like Crab Face McGee, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
I know exactly what body it is. I'm not going to say it on stream, because I'm letting them figure it out.
I'm actually eager to find out if you know who it is.
We'll figure it out after. Yeah, it's
100% not Malgrove. God damn it.
Malgrove, you say he was wearing the long cloak.
Bub, at this point, you're gonna have to bring Malgrove at least once.
Malgrim's the villain of the game. He's actually the whole reason this is all happening.
We're gonna get to the end, like last chapter of the book. It's gonna be the final showdown. It's gonna be like a giant dragon, like CR level 30. Just gonna unzip. Just Malgrim going, dude, what's up? It was me the whole time.
After you slay the dragon, he walks out unharmed. Oh, yeah, by the
Finally, we get to the final dungeon, the final boss. We come in, and Malgrim turns in his chair. It's all a joke, guys. Who are you?
Gotcha!
I thought my old...
It was just a prank, bro!
Trust. Malgrim's not going to turn at the end from his rolly chair and it was just a social experiment. I promise.
Look, the camera's right over there, man!
He is not Ethan Bradbury. It's not happening.
All I can imagine when you said, yeah, we're giving you the bathhouse, I'm thinking is, wow, I hope that comes with a new front reception desk.
He learned how to mirror image and then control all of the mirror images, and it's all of the bosses.
My ass is just a little chap that Klaus is getting stuff. That was supposed to be mine.
Look, I can't help that you chose to play another character.
I was gonna go ahead and get Oxypodus. I was gonna go ahead and save the day, but no, you stole it from me.
I earned it.
Now you have my fire giant that I went ahead and
I restructured the organization. I reallocated resources.
I swear, it's like playing with somebody from Acquisitions Inc.
So this is going to make for an interesting and weird time because Klaus, while he's still under the mental headspace that he's very young, Klaus is going to be entering a breaking point very soon.
Puberty?
Has entered... No, he's not entering puberty. You stupid shit.
Right, he still has a few more years to go. We got
No, he obviously like...
Look, just because you haven't hit puberty yet doesn't mean Klaus didn't.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go ahead and completely ruin it.
Completely defeated the train of thought. No, we're seeing Klaus breaking right before us, right? Like this is happening right now. I mean, he's quite literally...
He stared into the void too long.
He's visibly... Like, the next step is throwing hands with his allies, with his friends. No, tonight, he just got into an argument with Thelsa about semantics, because they're both right? Like, they're both right. They both have a ground to stand on in their argument. Some of it may be a little looser. It's not very tight or convincing, but they're both right. So, yeah, this is huge. It's very important to both of them. Because it seems like it's receding control. Klaus very much operates under the forays of needing that control, and when things just start getting all loosey-goosey and you let the bad guy out to have a fucking snack in front of you, that's when he starts losing his cool. So it's interesting to see that sort of come to light finally. I'm actually really glad...
Where Klaus is no longer just like laid back and chill. It's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, asshole?
I'm really glad that this sort of happened this way, because with Sniper down and having Ronald have to leave, plus the fact that his character is not very talkative right now as is, it sort of puts the three of you that are notorious for not role-playing as much in the hot seat, and it's forcing you to role-play more. And I don't think I'm the only one saying this when I mentioned that people want to see more of that. People want to see more Klaus. They want to see more of Thelsa, or any character that any actually has. They want to see this introduction of Cort and how he stands. Is this just another Cicada clone? Is this something totally different? Like, what are we actually seeing here?
He's trying to figure out if these are bad guys or not.
That's fair.
I'm gonna call a little bit of bullshit on that, because I know damn well that I won't say most, a good percentage of your audience wants to see significantly less of Klaus.
Okay, so there are at least 5 of them that are counting down the days till Klaus actually dies. But I'm not one of them. I don't want to see Klaus
counting
dead.
for 4 of them.
And truth be told, what I'm really stoked about is seeing Cold coming back and being like, Jakob, your father just burned down the Church of Genya. He said, the Church of Saren Ray. He says hi. Fuck you, and just go immediately to town.
Hey, yeah, no, that's convincing.
If ever there was a time that he didn't need confirmation of his demonic heritage, it was day one of having the new player the new PC come in.
That's the thing. Like, Dea has or not Dea, Thelsa actually has a little bit of background because she went with you guys to hell.
Well, yeah, but even then, between Colt and Thelsa, it's been nothing but work. Colt's only had 2 or 3 words with Jacob.
That's what I was saying. Like when they're like, "Wow, this evil," and Thelsa's like, "I don't know, he's a good man." Colt doesn't have that.
Yeah, he tried to self-sacrifice. That means something to me, but
that Colt has Colt. Jesus Christ, you have me doing it.
To be fair, Colt's not necessarily a bad name either.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
It's actually like
I keep forgetting his name.
It's intrinsically fitting because your character is very young.
He's a bull.
He's very young.
He's so bullheaded. He's a horse.
He is young like bull.
He's not hung like bull. He's definitely young like bull.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't have any of this like.
But no,
he doesn't have good memories with the flirt.
Funny that Cort says hi, shakes this guy's hand. He gets shanked by somebody otherworldly, beautiful, angelic. I'm just killing a demon. And I'm ending that bloodline. He brought about the end of Celestia. And everybody's arguing with him. And then Cort goes out to rescue the church. And there's the demon daddy. Just oh, you smell like my son. Tell him hello. And then gives the most evil general's name out.
The thing about it is that he agrees that him stabbing Jacob out of nowhere, pretty damn illegal. Probably not the best thing.
That's a little sketch.
At the same time, him saying that, you brought down the heavens, collided and started the apocalypse, essentially, of the heavenly area, and then your father coming down, burning an entire church, turning multiple guards to ash, killing everyone in the church, then saying, "Yo, dude, I'll be around." Probably not the best impression.
And worse, I am almost 100% certain that we've gone over in the lore that this is a known demon.
Yeah.
Like standard lore known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he said his name, there's no reason for Cort not to know it.
Or at least not to have potentially heard it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting when he comes back. He's like, I'm still trying to figure out who the bad guys are, but hey, your dad's Satan.
That's literally what this entire
your
session
dad's
has been
a
for
dick.
Cort.
Yeah.
Cort's sitting there with this guy, this prisoner that we have. He isn't like viral. He isn't, or vitriolic.
Yes.
He's not like he's not being better. He's not like saying like, "Fuck you, I'll kill your family." He's like, "Look, I have to. It's just what I have to do."
Clearly, you've never met.
When you think about it, a lot of paladins will go out and do the same thing.
Yeah. So it's not like, and
without context in the surrounding area, if you're a bystander, this paladin comes out of nowhere and smashes this necromancer in the face with a mace. It seems a little odd. And to be honest, Jacob is no angel. He's actually shanked his own fair share of people.
So it's you're not getting this scot-free pass. You're not this like it's not like he just stabbed an old lady in the middle of the street. He didn't stab Miss
There's
Jenkins
a whole lot of fucking profiling going on right now. None of you know Jacob.
It's true.
You're just assuming based on the fact that he's a fucking tiefling.
Well, no, not even the fact that he's a demon. Because if that was that,
Dea knows he's got an evil aura, but she's dead. So it doesn't matter.
The thing is that Cort isn't taking this from the religious angle or from the fact that he's a demon. He's just going by what he hears.
Yeah, but clearly you've never met an insane person because this guy's just saying, "Oh, well, my God told me to kill him, so I did."
He's really gullible.
You got to remember, in this particular world, that's a possibility.
That's paladins in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
My God told me to kill him, so I killed him. Like Horum. What did he do? He just killed everything that was evil in sight.
Right there.
That's a paladin.
It's not even Klaus that's angry at this point.
I feel so bad though. I feel so bad that Ronald missed that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so pissed.
He's gonna be surprised, to say the least.
He's gonna be upset that he missed these. Oh my God, that is so dope.
Well, I hope some things have come to light, but that's going to make it for us tonight. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the new subs, the resubs, the new followers. Guys, we're less than 15 followers away from breaking 10K. We'll get a new number on that mark. It's like a notch in the bedpost. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. The game has been moving forward. It's not really halting anymore, and technically we haven't entered content for this chapter yet. So we're gonna keep this ball. We're gonna keep this ball moving. See how much further it can go. Thank you guys again for absolutely everything. I love your faces, but I've got to go tonight, so I'll talk to everyone tomorrow. Tomorrow we're supposed to be running Carrying Crown. I'm still waiting to find out if we have a full crew. Daniel has already said that he is going to a Slayer concert, so he's not going to be able to be there.
Slayer.
So check out the Twitter, the Discord, the Patreon. I'm always active on Twitter. I'm twice as active on Discord. Check it all out. If you want to keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive, support on Patreon. Humble is also a good place. Lots of new bundles coming out all the time. But I am going to boogie for now. I'll see you guys in the Discord. We're going to go ahead and raid on over to our boy Benny Fitz. Benny is currently playing what looks like Tom Clancy's The Division. And trust me, going there, you will not be let down. You will not be let down. This guy he's hilarious, okay? And don't ask him if he's a puppet.
Don't talk about him being a Muppet.
Just don't. Don't ask him if he's a Muppet, because it's offensive. It's offensive. It's just not fair.
It's racist.
So goodbye, guys. Love your faces. See you tomorrow. Peace. We're out of here.
Bub.
1 second.